list Tuesdays, baby.
Tier list Tuesdays.
We are going to be picking random topics and tier listing them, and to see what we think. And maybe we'll disagree. There might be some wet panties. There might be some snotty noses. But
Possibly, but you know,
this will be the official ranking of the world.
sometimes you just got to
So
stack up and
yeah, you can go and tell your mum, your mothers, and your fathers that this is actually the real rankings, as according to
yeah. Sorry, all you little
man.
snowflakes out there.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to say though, I put these all in a playlist and I ranked them by most popular. Okay,
Okay.
just so that we can use that as like a deciding vote if we need to, as like what is considered like you already saw that from the top there, God of War is the most listened to theme.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah, already that's very interesting. I didn't even realize. But essentially, today, folks, we're going to be going through PS4 IP and exclusive theme songs. Some of these are a bit contentious because, yeah, they might have come out on PS3, but I think they're more defined by this generation.
100%.
Yeah. So we're going to go through the theme songs. This isn't the score in general. We can probably discuss that, but I think it's better to stick with what would be the selling point of what was the song that the composers chose as the main theme piece. So
Yeah, I think that's sort of important as well because, like, some of these games, the music in them is amazing, but
yeah,
like I think the choice for theme song is a bit weird. I don't always find it represents the game.
yeah, yeah, definitely. There's a few. Yeah, there's definitely a few here that you are like, why didn't you use another song that is equally like it's just more powerful or shorter even? But
Yeah.
all right. We don't. I mean, there's no tier for the. There's no like order necessarily. But I just maybe we should pick one to begin with that's just kind of
Do you have any
you.
you feel particularly very strongly about?
Yes, but I think they are the obvious choices, so I might leave them until later.
What do you feel negatively about any of them?
Oh, okay. If we're going with negative, I'm going to start with Killzone Shadowfall.
Okay, good. This is the absolute most fucking dog water one out of all of these. It's trash.
This is like the Ringo Starr solo album of like PS4 exclusive songs.
Yeah.
It's just so mind-numbingly boring.
It just sounds like noise. It's
I think that's literally what it is. And the funny thing is, so it's near the bottom on the ranked like watch time kind of one. I just want to see if we can have a little.
listen to that's all you need to hear really. Just
That's all you need to hear. Yeah, you're right. Noise. It's your typical cliche industrial noise. Like,
But
do you know what? It's like bro. It's like dude bro music for gaming. It's just like I'm playing COD. Dun, 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 dun.
But like I would say though, the actual sound of it, like the instrumentation, whatever you want to call it, fits the game very well. I just don't think it's very good.
So here, so is that the? This is the problem, right? Because some of these songs aren't necessarily great and they're not good at all. But like you just said, some of them actually fit the vibe of the game very well.
Yeah.
In fact, perhaps all of them do.
I would, if I had to say, I would D. I'm going with D.
I think that's a very. I would go
Because
exactly.
it's like I said, it's a bad song, but it
Yeah.
fits the game.
Yeah.
And since
Okay, so there you have it.
since we're starting off negative, can I say Infamous Second Son? Absolute trash.
You know,
Trash. E.
do you know what?
Just
I was either going to pick between Killzone or Second Son to
Okay, good.
discuss first.
Good.
Second Son is. The thing is, when you listen to the whole main theme song, the main track,
Yeah.
it's going for the whole grunge, industrial, like.
Yeah.
It kind of tries to represent the main character.
Yes.
And like his kind of powers, like the concrete stuff and all that, but it just
The song doesn't even like get going until like fucking 6
end.
minutes in.
And even then, it's just a drum beat, which admittedly the beat is kind of cool, but that's it. And it's been like it's like trash can drums that have been heavily processed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just trash.
Just
Well
trashed
done.
it.
Well done, Infamous.
Yeah. But
I love how we were basically saying that none of these are admittedly bad, and then we're literally like Second Son, trash.
trash. It is trash. It's the only one of them that I would say is actually bad.
Yeah. It just doesn't do anything. Like, this is supposed to be your, like, hero song. This is what all of these tracks are supposed to be.
Yeah, there's a theme song you should be able to, like, if you play that, you think of this character. Like, you can play that little melody on any instrument or anything, and you can, like, picture in your head what it's from.
Exactly. Right. What do you want to tackle next?
Should we go with a good one? Or, like...
Yeah.
I want to go with Bloodborne.
Nah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I was only joking. Honestly, you don't. We're gonna find out where Knack is later. Bloodborne.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
go.
it's one of those ones where it's a great song. It's like beautifully composed, but I wouldn't call it like iconic or anything.
Yeah,
So
that's
like the music in the game itself is way better.
Mhm.
Like when you're in a boss fight and the music like starts to swell up in that game, it's amazing.
yeah.
If
You
I
could
had-
essentially.
Go on.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna reiterate your point. Yeah, literally. I mean, it's very. It's probably on here. It's probably There's a few songs here that are like, they're pure atmosphere,
Yeah.
and I think Bloodborne is that. I mean, a lot of Bloodborne's music is essentially just scared choir screaming. That's like all the songs.
Basically. Some cool
But yeah,
strings.
this is the song that is counted as the main theme. Yeah, it's not very impactful, but like it's beautifully composed, like you said, like the orchestra and stuff, and it's got that gothic horrorness to it, and it just fucking nails it. But if we're talking about the best PS4 themes, where would you put it?
The things as a theme, I would put it around B, but as a song, I'd say A. I don't know how you would agree with that or not.
I would agree slightly, but I'm kind of more on like as a song. I would put it at. Oh, I think maybe we can go middle of the road. I'll go with. I think.
Okay.
Because it's good, but it doesn't. You wouldn't. If someone said to you about Bloodborne, you wouldn't think of the song. You wouldn't think of this.
No, not at all.
You probably wouldn't be able to recreate it with like your mouth,
No.
which sounds like a weird thing I didn't want to say, but okay. Well done, Bloodborne.
I think B's
Highest
pretty-
rated so far.
so far.
Right.
Any you want to tackle next?
Knack.
Okay.
The Knack theme song isn't necessarily trash, but it's generic action platformer hero music.
Do you think?
Right, so it kind of cringes me out, and this is why, because it's near the lowest one here. and this is the only official version of this I could find. Someone had just uploaded the theme from the title screen, right?
Yeah.
It's had 6,000 views. It hasn't even been uploaded by Sony. And it just makes me laugh because it's like, look at this big, bulky, like, hero character walking towards the screen with this music that's like...
It's
He's not cool.
He's not cool. No one thinks Knack is cool.
No.
But like, I think it was a really cool piece of music, I think, but it doesn't, I don't hear that and I'm like, ooh, Knack. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like...
It doesn't represent
No, it doesn't represent the game at all.
That's what I mean. It's generic. Like, it's trying to go for a theme, but then it bails out. Like, it has the dun 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 dun, and then it kind of does nothing else.
So where do you want to put it?
Well, you think it's fantastic, so
I didn't use the word fantastic at all. I'd say like C to D maybe.
Yeah. All right, we'll go for C. We'll put it in C.
We can come back to that later, I think.
Yeah. It's just they tried, okay? But it's almost like a Saturday morning cartoon that you can't remember.
Sure. Yeah, like
that fucking Knack.
That weird obscure, like if someone like described it to you, you'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing.
Yeah, like But Ugly Martians.
Don't talk to me about But Ugly Martians.
I think I've referenced that show too many times.
Yes.
Okay. Right, okay, so we're getting pretty good. I mean, there's one for every going up.
Yeah.
From E. I couldn't fit F on here, and I would have done, but because we need some of them are so bad that they just fail. Like I would say Infamous just fails.
Just big F, big fail.
Yeah, let's all pay our respects. But okay, what do you want to tackle next?
I want to go Until Dawn.
This is probably one of the most interesting choices, weirdly.
Because it's almost like a pop song. Not a pop song, I suppose, but like... It's
like a mainstream song, essentially.
Yeah. It feels like the theme song of like a show. And I know that's the point of it.
I think...
Like... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, yeah, you're right. It's because they're going for the vibe of... It has the same vibes of things like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like the intro to that. Or there was a show that no one in the world remembers that used to be on Sky in the UK at like late at night. And I used to record it without mummy and daddy knowing because it was a bit raunchy. Called Hex.
Oh my God.
And the theme song for it was by a band called Garbage. Can't remember the name of the actual song, but it was essentially that. It was a lot of, look at our little gothic horror imagery and like pentagrams and then flashing lights and then like this really edgelord theme music going over the top.
Like really heavy, like slow riffs and stuff.
Yeah. And this is kind of that. I mean, when I say the fact that it's called Oh Death, it's so on the nose and cheesy, but it knows it, and clearly that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah. I think that's a big point of it, because it is super cheesy. And like it's super generic, but that's the point.
So in terms of PlayStation exclusive or PlayStation IP theme songs, where would you want to put this?
I'm trying to think what I even wrote down. Because I wrote down sort of like rough ideas for all of these. I'd say about like... I wrote down like C, but now I'm thinking like maybe a bit higher. What do you think? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one because if someone said to you Until Dawn, you wouldn't think of this song either.
No.
You wouldn't think of the great moments in the game when they play this song because they only use it once as an intro to a TV series, like you said.
Yeah.
I was going to say D, but because we put Killzone there and Killzone's is pretty bad, I would probably say C also.
I think C is good.
I think maybe C seems to be generic at best.
Yeah, like not necessarily bad, poorly made music, just
Forgettable.
Forgettable, generic.
Yeah, I think that's a good place for that.
Okay.
I think
that's good.
We're getting there. Right, what's up next on the chopping block of dreams?
Can we go with Horizon?
Yeah, sure.
I want to know what you think of this one.
All right. I fucking love this theme.
Okay.
Aloy's theme. Mainly when it gets to the main vocal part. Because you can... It's done so many different ways throughout the main score as well. But like the... Na, 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 it's like really... I think it defines the adventure she goes on. And it is her theme. It's like it makes the game. I do actually think of the song.
See, for me, I love that little melody line. Like, I think that's great, and it's sort of the way they use it. It fits like Aloy's character, but I found it way more interesting the way they use it throughout the game rather than in the main theme.
I think you're right. Yeah.
The main theme is just a very slow, like
it builds up for fucking ages.
Yeah.
And then when it finally gets into the full breakout vocal performance of it, not humming, it's at the actual like open singing. It's basically the end of the song. I came in here when I was coming up with this idea. I was full on ready to smash the door in, come in dick swinging, and be like, "Horizon's got to be S or A." But
so where are you putting it then?
Well, so the more I thought about it and listened to it, even though I do think it's really catchy, that little vocal bit, and it brings a lot of like, it's very like warm, but it's also really sad. It kind of like the themes of the game, like I think it nails. But I would personally put it at B.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think B's sort of really good for that. I almost want, just because I love the game so much, I almost want to put it higher, but I don't want to like.
No, I know, because we love the game, but the score isn't necessarily main song isn't a banger.
Again, this is a great example where I think the score is so good, but the theme song is still good, but it's not at that same level.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, good.
What have we got next?
Let's go with Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, okay. What do you think of this one then?
I think it's okay.
I think it's super, super boring.
Really?
I mean, as in, it's okay. Composition... Actually, not even I wouldn't say the composition is great, but I'd say the instrumentation is really good. And it nails that, again, Saturday morning cartoon. The only thing is, it just has no character to it.
I really like it. I think it's a really interesting piece of music for what it is, like, because it nails that cartoony, Pixar-y vibe.
Space adventure. It's got actually Wall-E vibes to it.
Yeah. Like, I love like some of the different like sounds they use throughout it. Like, it's kind of mechanical, but still like really jovial.
Would you be able to like hum it now?
No.
Because that was the one I listened to almost the most, because it just wouldn't get stuck in my head. But I think you're right. It almost, in one song, it almost plays out the game in the song.
Yeah.
It kind of starts out as like very homely and like seeking adventure kind of vibes, and then it goes into full, we're in space fucking
Yeah, it's got a
blow
great
shit up.
progression.
Yeah. Ah, so where would you want to put this then?
Well, since you don't seem as big a fan of it, although I know you like it, I would say B. I think B's good spot for it. Maybe A.
Whoa. Oh no.
Where are you gonna put it?
Because I still think that as a song, I still think that Horizons is a better song for the game than this. But it's a better piece of music for the game. That's the thing. Like I don't know how to judge it on.
See, well, again, it's like I think the song for Ratchet and Clank so much better represents the game than Horizon's music does.
I can see your point.
Even if maybe
Okay.
Horizon's music is maybe more interesting or it's a better piece.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put it in B. Is that acceptable?
I'll accept B.
Okay. Because I do think you're right. I think when the little intricacies of the song, like you said, the mechanical kind of nature of it, like the sound effects used, and I do think it does suffer a bit from being bland, but I feel like that's more so the fact that it was made for the film, more so less so than the game.
Yeah, that's probably true as well.
But all right.
Um,
Into B.
okay.
All right.
I'm gonna let you take the reins on this. I think you should do Final Fantasy VII because I've never actually played Final Fantasy VII, so I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I've heard the song, I've heard the theme song for it, but I want to know what you think.
So I haven't, as of yet, played the remake myself. I've got it. I haven't. I want to like really give myself a long time to play that game without being distracted. Um, but I played the original. Fucking great game. I know that's like the most boring thing to say anymore. It'd be more interesting if I said it was shit, but I just couldn't say that. I think this theme suffers from taking too long to get to the point. Because I think it starts off great. In fact, it's weird. It's like a tale of two. Because it starts with the arpeggiated kind of MIDI harp thing going on, mimicking the original.
Yeah.
And then it progresses into the full orchestral trumpet, kind of saxophone, like blaze of glory that Final Fantasy is. I do love the theme. I think it's fantastic when it gets into it, but it takes a long time to get there. What did you think of it listening to the like title theme music?
Well, it weirdly like go back to the Ratchet and Clank one reminded me of that kind of progression. Like it starts out as that very homely like but a call to adventure type song. And it progresses into this huge like almost ballad type thing.
Yeah.
So
I do actually. You like it?
I really liked it, yeah.
I would want to put this at A, but you also wanted to put Ratchet and Clank at A, so it's up to you.
No, like I said, I don't have much. I've played like 2 Final Fantasy games. Like I kind of get what's going on, but I don't feel like I have enough to really say. I have enough experience to say. So if you want to put it in A, go for it.
I think I will put it in A because I remember just playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo that came out in like, what, May, maybe? And the music stuck with me just from that demo.
Okay.
And I do think the music makes up a lot of that game. And this is like the main theme. And I can remember, I can hear it in my head. Kind of. So, all right, I'll put this one in A.
Okay.
We're doing a better award show than fucking Jeff Keighley. He needs to step up his game, honestly, and just do tier lists from now on.
He's just sit there at like his like fucking Mac or his little Razer gaming laptop, with just like projecting it onto the big screen. Like, all right, guys, where will this one go?
Yeah, where shall we put this?
Where will we put Astrobot Rescue Mission?
Well, why don't we go into Astrobot Rescue Mission?
Go for it.
What do you think?
I absolutely love it. I think
Yeah,
it's
baby.
great.
It's fucking great. It bangs.
It's a
Do you know
bop.
what? The funny thing as well, I was like, a lot of these songs are going to be like weeby kind of songs for these games. Final Fantasy, Persona 5 when we get to it. Very Japanesey, very typical kind of what you'd expect. But Astrobot is the one that's full on like, I don't know,
It's like
it's just awesome.
it
It's
sounds
just excellent.
like a J-pop kind of like instrumental, but with like so much more like added on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. J-pop, and it also sounds like kind of twerp
Yeah,
in that, like when you
it's
get on with like the vocoder
yeah,
synthesizer
it's
stuff
like
going on.
like twerp Daft Punk type like vocal
It's
lines.
awesome, and the fact that the lyrics are literally just "oh yeah,"
Yes, it's
basically.
awesome.
Okay. Oh well, where are we gonna put? Where are we putting fucking Astrobot?
I think we have to go with A.
Yeah, yeah, that's straight there without any
No
comparison.
hesitation.
Great song.
Great song.
Right.
Uh,
Go on then. What next?
what one do you want to do next?
I'm gonna pick one that's kind of I don't know how to feel about it anyway,
Okay.
which is The Last Guardian.
Okay.
I think the song is actually really cool. Like it's very Studio Ghibli. Again, sense of adventure. It's got like really bombastic moments, and it's like it almost sounds like it's made to mimic the pitter patter of the main character running, and then Trico, the dog, kind of
Yeah.
the dog bird thing. But it's not like I don't think it's not memorable. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, that is basically how I feel about it. Like I couldn't like quite a lot of these. Like I'm terrible with remembering like music lines and stuff anyway. But like I couldn't recall how it actually goes. But I love
No.
like the sound of it and everything. Like how it feels like the game. I'll say that.
Yeah, great representation of the game. And like I do love that it has got like it's a very it's a very motion picture soundtrack kind of song, which a lot of these are, but this is very like it almost could be in something like Dark Crystal or Neverending Story kind of thing in a weird way. Where would you put it then as like a PlayStation exclusive theme song? Because even though I really like the sound of it and like how it kind of moves and ebbs and flows, I would still put it at like C or B.
I think I'd say C. C's probably fair.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's. I think the theme song is better than the game itself. So there we go. That's my hot take of the day.
Okay, interesting. Did you really not
right.
like The Last Guardian that much?
I really loved the first couple of hours, and then the fucking AI on the dog was either super smart or too dumb, and it just pissed me off and didn't work. I didn't finish it. I wish I had. I might go back to it. But.
Yeah, I really like it. Anyway.
All right.
I want to go to God of War.
Okay. Hit me with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this one.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I know.
Reasons.
It feels like, a Nordic mythological song at the start, but for me it never gets to to the point really. I don't feel like it comes into like a theme song. It's more like it feels more like background music to me.
See, I get what you mean, but when I think if someone said to me about God of War, I would hear the da-na-na, na-na-na-na. Like I would hear that, and I think that's fucking awesome. Like, and then the droning, like the guttural vocal lines, like a lot of that song is literally just vocals and then one solid beat. But oh, see, I was all ready to put that at S.
S.
So before the game even came out, I downloaded the soundtrack and I listened to this song, and I was like, "Holy shit! I'm so stoked for this game because of this song." Like that. I think as a theme song for a character in the PlayStation ecosystem, I think it's just banging. I know what you mean though, because it does do the thing where it goes into full orchestra of like the like the main part, and then it goes back down again to the da da da, and it just keeps doing that without ever going further. I do think it adds to the tension, and like you said, the noise. Very.
I mean, I would easily put it at least B, probably A anyway. Like I just trying to be as like critical as possible.
Yeah.
I still think it's like fantastic and like fits the game so well. And you're right that like that little line they have, like it comes back to like so many of like the critical points in the story of the game that like makes it really memorable.
Maybe I've kind of not ruined my own point, but by saying that, I've kind of done the same thing that we've done for like Horizon or Bloodborne, where it's more the use of that I love throughout the score, not necessarily this one song. I do think this song is a great introduction to the character and the world.
Yeah.
I do think like this is the song that I can't think of any song that would represent Kratos like better. But I know what you mean.
That's Kratos in. Remember, you got to remember that's Kratos in this game.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, okay, if I can't put it S, I would put it at A. But it's up to you.
No, I think A is good. A.
Okay, all right. We can always come back to it before we finalize everything.
Since I feel like I've ruined one that you really love so much, you can do the same thing if you want. I'm saying Uncharted 4 theme song S tier.
I'm not necessarily going to ruin that though. This was a hard one actually because I wasn't even going to include it because Uncharted, all the games apart from 4 and Lost Legacy are on PS3.
Yeah.
So I was thinking if we did a PS3 one at some point, Uncharted would be in the running again, and it would win that.
Oh yeah.
But I think the rendition of it for 4, it's a bit more somber and everything. I don't think it has the same impact as like 1, 2, and 3 does. It's not as. I know it makes more sense for the character's place in this game. I would still put it at A, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's an S tier, just because I think the other 3 kept the same theme, whereas this one changed it a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the only one that's actually different to the other ones. Like the way it's used, it's because in the first 3, it's used as like every time there's like a really like important moment where like almost like in an anime kind of way where like it's when the character's trying their absolute hardest.
Yeah.
But this is like kind of the opposite. It uses it when the character is when Nathan Drake is like at his lowest point.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a very good twist on the usage.
Which for me, I just think that made it a lot more interesting.
I think it's still like, I mean, you can't not hear the theme song anyway. Like when you think of Uncharted, or even actually when you think of PlayStation as well. Honestly,
I mean,
you know what? It might actually have to be S tier.
I'm still going with S tier.
All right,
but if you really
it's so
feel
iconic,
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, all right, there we go. Nathan Drake's at the top. Well done, Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm now gonna pick Sackboy: A Big Adventure,
Okay,
and I'm just gonna put it where it needs to be.
just where it belongs. The thing is, I can't even disagree. I actually can't even go like, it's a stupid Sackboy game. That song fucking bops.
It really does.
And that is exactly the song for the game. Like, it's
Yeah.
so perfect.
It's got tons of different instruments in it as well, and you can hear like noises of like materials being moved or like plastic buttons being dropped and stuff, and coins being shaken around. Like everything that exists in the world of the game, it's so fun and inviting and exciting. And I generally think if they make a sequel or this one sells really well and a few years on, because okay, look, in this list when I organized it, Sackboy: A Big Adventure theme song is right at the bottom. But
Below Knack.
Knack's been out for like 10 years or 8 years. Sackboy's been out for like 2 months. Not even that. So, all credit. I think
It's always
we'll
time.
look back at this and people will be like, yeah, shit, that's a damn good theme song.
Okay.
But would we put it at S? Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
Things. I think quite like, I don't know. I don't want to put too many too high up because I feel like we need to be as critical as possible. But also some of these last ones for me are just like easy S tier.
That's the issue, isn't it? Yeah, we're getting into trouble now.
Okay, should we get rid of the not S tier ones first of all?
Yes.
What do you think?
What would you consider?
The most not S tier of these? I would go with the Order.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I actually think it's a good theme for the game.
Yeah, but
Like the low cellos, it's kind of almost Bloodborne.
yeah, it's very similar to Bloodborne, I think.
It just doesn't really do anything. And I think with one game you said that it starts off a certain way and then kind of does the same thing. You've got like the low thumping cellos that are really like, you almost have the sense of like Victorian London and like Jack the Ripper-ish kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Foreboding and sense of darkness, but then it just doesn't fucking do anything.
No, it
Just
needed
like
to. Yeah, unfortunately, it needed to like come into something.
All right, where are we putting this? I feel like it's got to be D or E.
I think it has. I'd say D, because I definitely think it's better than Infamous's theme song.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Right, well that was an easy one.
Dreams?
Yeah, this is a weird one.
Definitely.
Because what do you think of Dreams' theme song?
I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was an interesting song. And I've got to give them credit for like, it's really difficult to like make a song that fits a game where the point is you can do anything.
Yeah.
But like, I think it kind of captures that pretty well.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's funny because I think it sounds like it's a very good like low.
Sorry, you cut out. Say again.
Sorry, I was going to say it's a very lo-fi kind of jazz bop, but it's like it doesn't have a main real theme to it. You've got like the little. It's very cutesy. It's almost it's a way lesser version of the Sackboy, but it's more synthy. This would be in like a 5-hour compilation of lo-fi kind of chill songs.
Yeah,
you nod your head to it while you're drawing, whatever.
While you're sat with your cat looking out the window while you're studying.
And you're a Japanese.
You're a Japanese girl in a Ghibli-like
in a nighting dress with socks on.
Oh, yeah.
And a hot cup of cocoa.
Yeah. Yeah, but I really like it as a song, but I wouldn't call it like an iconic theme or anything.
Not at all.
So, C?
Yeah, I think that's a well-deserved place.
Yeah.
And it's a shame actually because it sounds like Sony are like reluctant to discuss the game in terms of how well it's done, and I feel like that game was 10 years in development. What a waste of their time! It seems like a really cool game,
Yeah.
but
It's
unless you,
really cool.
sorry, go on.
I mean, it's really cool, but yeah, they're not. They need to push it. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think a lot of people's point that gets made is it's people want to play games, not necessarily make them, and it's not like it's not like it's intuitive like a Mario Maker, where you know that that game can only be played once. It's a 2D platformer. Like you
Yeah.
can make anything in this, and that just puts a lot of people off. There are some really amazing things on it, like that. Some guys been building like an Avatar, like Last Airbender game
Yeah.
for like, and I imagine that in like a year or two that'll be amazing. But then he'll probably look back on it and be like, I could have just made this in like Unity or using C++ or
Yeah.
something. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Dreams. It is such a cool idea, but like, it doesn't feel like it's a very practical application of like that developer's time.
No, and I wouldn't be surprised if what Media Molecule, I feel like they'll be laid off this year, or I don't know, unless they're making something else. But what confuses me is that they haven't pushed it to PS5. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Like
That should have been free. That should have been one of the free PS Plus games. But oh well. Right, now we're getting into weird territory because a lot of these are. I don't know. What do you want to go for next?
I want to know what you think of Days Gone.
I actually think the theme song resonates the same way with me that the Until Dawn one does. Not as I actually think Days Gone's one is better.
Okay.
I like that it really nails that Nashville street,
Yes.
but then also it has the dread to it. It's really full of somber. And it's like what the same couple of, it's like what D minor and like F and C. It's very like cliche in a way, but it's almost like that's the theme of the world. That's the game.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that's pretty much exactly how I feel about it. Because Days Gone, like as a game, the story is almost like kind of has like soap opera, like drama type elements to it. And like this feels like a song that would play at the start of like an FX show, like
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. All right. So where would you rank this then as like a great PlayStation theme song?
See, as a song for the game, I'd say A, but it's not nearly as iconic as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So maybe B.
Yeah, I think that's a good place for it because I was initially when I looked it up and started listening, it's going to be bored. I'm not going to remember this, but then I did, and it was like, oh, it's kind of cool, like to play along to and whatever. But
I do think people should go back and play Days Gone because it's a super underrated game.
I've heard that actually on PS5 now, it's got like a patch to run super well, like. So yeah, if people have got that, then definitely give it a shot. But
on PS4, it's still it's quite broken at times. But like, just as a game, it's so cool though. Like I don't know.
It's kind of funny actually because I haven't played Days Gone. Maybe I played a bit with you, like when you, but
I think so. Yeah.
It seems like it's funny to me that people give the same praises to Ghost of Tsushima, and yet they criticize Days Gone for doing the same.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I haven't played it myself, but it seems like you've got this cool open world. You've got cool things to do. You can upgrade your bike. You can do all this stuff. The side quests are kind of small, but like they have multi layers to them. And that's the same as Ghost of Tsushima. So I don't really know why that one gets criticized and that one gets super praised. But
yeah. Plus, with Days Gone, like it actually has a really long story. And like it's kind of done in such a way that like it feels like you have a choice of like how you don't really like, but you can like tackle like different storylines in any order you want, really. It's kind of interesting. So they almost feel like side missions, but like you still really want to do them because they feel important.
That sounds really cool, actually. I'll definitely play that at some point. Because it's definitely like one of the games I want to play. I feel like it probably just got a bad rap when it came out, like because people were kind of waiting for The Last of Us 2, and zombie things were kind of running out of steam. But
yeah, and also it's not the game it looked like it was going to be when it was originally announced.
Yeah. I think that's what happens when like gamers get cucked, essentially.
Basically.
Which is the same thing as like Cyberpunk right now. So
yeah, definitely. All right, I think we're down to would you call these the top dogs? Maybe.
I would say these are the top naughty dogs. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Persona. Do you want to tackle first? Seeing as it's not necessarily, I was kind of worried about putting this on. I'm not worried. I was going to put it on, but I thought at some point Persona 5 is going to be coming to other platforms. But fuck it. For now, it's a PlayStation thing. So
yeah. But it is even more than that. Like, is it really a PlayStation 4 game? Because isn't it in Japan? It came out on the PS3, and it didn't come out in like other places until like 2 years later or something.
Yeah, and then obviously we've had Persona 5 got released on PS4, and then Persona 5 Royal got released on PS4. So I mean, we can count it in this for now because I think it's gotten most fame for this generation, I suppose. Like this is why people know of it. But this soundtrack alone is such a banger. But the main theme song, I mean, I think it's so good.
It's amazing.
It's so. This is the thing. A lot of these themes on this list, it's funny actually when you listen to them back to back because you're like, you know what? A lot of them use the same type of compositions or like styles of songwriting for these. Persona 5's main song, "Wake Up, Get Out, Get Out There," whatever it's called, is like so unique.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I know the game literally plays it about 14 billion times, but it doesn't get boring.
No. It's something about it. It's got such a hype factor, really.
Yeah.
Like every time you hear it, you can picture like in the game like what you need to do. You're like fuck. It makes me want to play the game when I hear this song.
Yeah. And even instrument-wise, like this incredible like slap bass going on, these beautiful like clav chords that happen. Like even the intro, it's like the dun dun dun, like it just gets you psyched straight away. The only thing is, the kind of quasi like guitar solo that happens at the start, kind of sounds out of tune, but it's clearly meant to be. Like. And it kind of bothered me for a while, but then when you get over it, I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah. I remember seeing like a live performance of it once, and like the guitar part of it is like really weird.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like Sonic, like the Sonic songs back in the day, like Sonic Free Riders and shit.
Yeah, but those were so good though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like Sonic R, the theme tune in Sonic R was fucking awesome, and this is basically the same thing.
Okay. So with that being said, where do you want to put it?
It's got to be S, honestly.
Yeah.
Because this song just keeps coming back as well. Like they played it at the Game Awards.
Yeah. Oh my god, they did, didn't they? It's been so long since this game has been out. Yeah, it's still. All
right. So, would you agree S, or would you want to put it lower?
I can go with the S.
Nice. Okay, right. We're down to final 3 now. Are there any changes you want to make before we go further? Anything you're not?
I don't. Maybe. Maybe knock down Until Dawn.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It's just gives me
It's
bad vibes.
interesting, but it's more of a
Like Until Dawn is one. I would never just like sit and listen to that song. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. No, good. That's a good point.
And
All
like I
right.
feel exactly the same way about like the other ones in D. So
Mm-hmm. I love how like nothing has come close to being as bad as Second Son yet.
I know there should be like two tiers in between.
Yeah,
Like
dear.
um
Right. So speaking of Second Son and like Sucker Punch, Ghost of Tsushima.
well, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I still haven't played Ghost of Tsushima. It's one of my, I'm getting round to it, guys. It's just and
Uh,
so you take the lead.
I it almost has the same thing going on as I guess God of War and Horizon, where it's like there's a theme there, but it doesn't really come in the main theme song. There is so much build up until it gets to the main melody. The main melody is incredible in this game, and when they use it in the gameplay, it's fantastic, and it's so like it just encompasses the world and shit. But I do think the song takes a while to get into it. But then again, the build up is also fantastic because it literally is like the old like Kurosawa like themes and melodies that are used for like Japanese warfare and just samurai-ness.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But what do you think?
I mean, just from listening to it, like you just said, it felt to me like a Kurosawa film. I felt like I was watching like Hidden Fortress or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, and it perfectly like replicates that kind of instrumentation.
Mm.
And like, even more than that, just like the way they use like atmospheric sound effects, like to help build it up. I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, like I said, like the main melody thing which comes in quite late is really really good. And yeah, I think it's probably one of the most unique on here aside from the Persona kind of thing, where it is just like nothing else sounds like that. Like there are a lot of the orchestral things choices we've got,
Yeah.
but this isn't. Or this is like every instrument is completely different. I guarantee none of the Ghost soundtrack were probably used in any of these things. Maybe a few of them, but it seems really authentic. And I think as a theme as well, like it's really cool. So yeah, I don't know. But then again, would I put it in S?
For
Because
me,
it takes a long
I
time.
wouldn't put it in S, but I definitely put it in A.
All right, yeah, I agree with that.
Um,
Nice. Well done, Sucker Punch. You managed to pick a good composer for this one.
yes. So, Spider-Man.
Now we're down to these two.
These
Oh,
two.
Spider-Man,
Let's
yeah.
do Spider-Man because I almost feel conflicted with this one. Where do I love it for the song itself, or one for the game, but also how the game uses the theme?
Mm. What do you think?
I think the music is really interesting, and it feels better than like look at like the Marvel movies. It's so much better than the music in those, and I think for that alone, it could go in S tier for me.
I'd agree. I think, again, the actual main title song takes a little while to get into the main melody of it, but it really has that bombastic. The second it starts, you can almost picture the scrolling Marvel,
Yeah, exactly.
the original like Sam Raimi-ish kind of one as well.
Yeah, listen,
And
like
like,
it feels to me like the start of a Spider-Man movie. He's like going like he's like falling from down like a skyscraper, and right as like it like really comes in, and like that bombastic nature of it like builds up. Finally, he's like swings. I don't know. It feels like a Spider-Man song.
It is a spy. Yeah, that's the thing. And not only that, it's a superhero theme.
Yeah.
Like it is a song of a superhero, and it's really memorable. I was gonna put the Miles Morales one on here as well
Yeah.
because I also love the version how they kind of changed it to be more with Miles's character.
Yeah. No,
But
they're definitely in the same category for me. I think this
yeah,
one's better as a theme,
yeah,
but yeah, they really did that well for the Miles version, where it fits his character more.
yeah. All right then. So Spider-Man's S tier, fantastic. Right. Well, we've definitely been either too kind or really correct because there's a lot in B to S,
Yes,
and then I
and
think we've done quite well.
I feel bad for this, but I just have to give our final one. I have to give The Last of Us S tier as well.
Oh, I was going to say E, but
I mean, if that's how you
no,
feel.
it's definitely not how I feel. I've listened to that soundtrack. I don't know how many times.
Yeah. It's
And it just is the most memorable.
out
That
of
and
all of these.
it's on par. That and Uncharted, those two themes are PlayStation.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna do a. I was actually gonna have The Last of Us Wild as a separate one, but it's kind of pointless. And to be honest, I would still put The Last of Us One soundtrack over two, but they'd still be an S, I think.
Yeah, I'd say either way you put it, I'd still be like probably S tier.
Yeah.
Because again, it same with like some of the other stuff we've talked about, like with Uncharted, how it's different than the original. Like it's a slightly different song to the original trilogy. But with The Last of Us 2, it is slightly different, but it's perfectly done to fit the themes of that story.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even used as a theme song, is it? Because it doesn't really come up as a theme at any point. Whereas
No.
like the first one, the whole theme by Gostos Tualia is like it almost sounds like the perfect representation of Joel and Ellie together.
Yeah.
It starts off very Joel, and then it goes really hopeful at the end, and it's fucking beautiful. With like Ellie's stuff at the end. But yeah, I think we've done pretty well. I don't think I'd change.
No, I mean, I think we nailed it. I wouldn't really change much here.
No. Hopefully, we'll send this to Jeff Keighley. He can cement this into the Game Awards Hall of Fame.
Yes, he will. We'll get that done. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, that was Tier List Tuesdays, and it sounds like I'm saying tier list.
Tier list.
But there's no tiers here.
There's no tiers. We pretty much agree with this.
Yeah. So,
although I don't know if this gonna go up on Tuesday.
Yeah, put this up on Tuesday.
Okay.
Just so it makes sense. Or you know what? Put it up on Friday. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, people won't even care.
No. Put it up on Friday. Tier list Tuesday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Comment if you for people if you think there's any that we missed out. We probably did. The only other PS4 game I could think of that was like quite big was Gran Turismo Sport, but that doesn't even have a theme song.
Yeah, because I looked that up as well, and I found one, but it was like just a normal song that they had like over it. It wasn't even a theme.
Yeah.
It was a trailer song. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Sweet.
Sick. Right. Well, we're gonna do a few of these at some point. Yeah. We'll do different topics each week. If anyone's got any ideas for a topic, comment. Let us know.
Yeah. Make sure to send us all your hate mail.
And all your pictures of your nan's feet, if possible. Yeah, that'd be great.
If you want,
we could do a tier list on nan's feet. So.
I'd do that.
Whatever you disgusting pervs want. Eh? All right. Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Bye. Bye.
Sweet.
All right. We didn't really fuck up, but we kind of made a boo boo. So we just did our tier list, and we did omit one big game. The only reason being because it came to PC and it's not technically a PlayStation owned thing or like has exclusive rights to it because it's actually Kojima's game, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
If we did have it on the list, the theme seems to be the BB's theme.
Yeah, Lou's theme.
Lou's theme. I honestly, for me, I would put that at S, but I know no one else would probably agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a case where it fits so perfectly into the story. Like, everything that happens throughout the story with those characters, it perfectly, like, cements that. Like, the way it's used at the final mission of the game.
Yeah, like the melodies, like the... That is just brilliant.
Yeah.
But it's also like not many people would ever think that because, like you said, it's used really right at the end of the game,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it. And unless you got to that point, you ain't gonna remember it.
No.
You're gonna know
I don't think many people actually beat that game.
No. Which they should. If anyone's playing it now, you should.
Yeah,
But-
it's really cool.
But yeah, just wanted to put that in there because we forgot about it, or we didn't know whether to put it in or not. But I love that theme anyway. But yeah, cool.
Okay.
So that's about it.
Sweet.
Okay. Bye.
Bye again.